Alrighty. Hey you all. So today, well, first off, I know you all are probably like, why does he have this hat on his head? So I'm gonna be heading out here in a little bit and I'm in the south, so you all know 50, maybe 40 degrees to us is like freezing. So we don our winter attire like we're getting ready to go walk an Alaska mile or something, like an Alaskan mile or something like that. I don't know. I don't know, but anyways, so I wanted to jump on here real quick and make this video because I wanted to talk about my experience with Ashworth College. So I was working on my healthcare administration degree through Ashworth College, and I would like to say that I have completed all of my coursework, and now I am just waiting for the system to update and generate me my final exam so that I could take it and then pass it and then graduate. So, um, yay me! So, I'm really excited. I was actually trying to figure out how to get this to show without it being upside down. So you guys just kind of bear with me. Hopefully, during the editing process of this video, I can find a way to maybe insert it or maybe kind of flip it to showing the back facing camera. I don't know, but I'll show you the process here. So it's going to be kind of backwards, but hopefully you all can see. So just kind of show you. That's nice having a glare. So, oh crap. Anyways, hopefully I can figure it out. But anyways, I'll read it to you. So it says that my name, the program, Healthcare Administration, of course, my student ID, social security number, birthday, all those good things. And it shows my current GPA and it shows my program completion. Now, it's only saying 97% complete. I'm not quite sure why it's only saying that. However, it does state in the courses where you normally go to your next courses. It says you do not have any in progress courses to display here. Your full course list is available on the courses page. Now, I'm not quite sure why it's saying that and not giving me the 100% complete um, bar as of yet. But hopefully, as the system kind of cycles and it'll update itself because the was just graded. My final assignment was just graded earlier, 6 hours ago. So believe it or not, it was the public. I think it's the public speaking class is the one I waited to take. She gave really good detailed instructions. There were so many things I didn't know that I could do with PowerPoint, and it's actually going to pay off because I have a presentation to do in my other course that I'm taking in person, though at a different school, counseling. So it's actually helped out a lot. I didn't think that it would. I was kind of like, but it actually is going to help out a heck of a lot. So, yay! Um, so I had some credits transferred over from a previous school that I had attended, and I'm surprised that I actually was able to get those credits to transfer, but they did. I do have experience in the healthcare field already, so kind of like how you see a lot of people on YouTube saying the best thing that you can do is pick a degree that you're familiar with, that you already have experience in, to kind of speed up the process. And I can definitely say I agree with that advice because it does. It helps out a lot when you are already familiar with what you're taking. So, like I said, I took my degree in healthcare administration. It was an Associate of Science degree. Again, I've already had experience in the healthcare administration arena or whatever, with coding, billing, insurance processing, and insurance follow-up, all those different things. So I was quite familiar with that. So it was really relatively easy for me to kind of go through those things because I already had experience. So for me, it was more so like a test your knowledge thing, like how MK has test your might, but it was like test your knowledge type of thing. So some things I kind of bombed on, not bombed, but for me, like it was a 76, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. But what I will tell you is, don't get too lax and think that just because you know it, I'm gonna just go through here and just breeze through it. I mean, if you want your grades to, you know, be high up. So I would definitely suggest that you, even though you probably know it, because I feel like I know it too, you still may want to just kind of read over some things and just kind of research a couple of things because you never know if it changed. And let's just face it, no one's gonna know every single thing. And I knew enough to pass, but I would have liked my grades to be higher. But that was because I felt like I knew it, and so I passed those classes. But when I actually put forth the effort, and I did get a really high grade. So I'll just give that as a tip. Just because you know it, that's great, but don't shut out completely learning something new, and that you may actually learn something. So that's another tip that I would give. Also, another tip that I would give when you're writing your assignments, make sure that you cite your sources. because because I mean, like I said, I have experience, a ton of experience in this field, so it was easier for me to just pretty much go and just type up some stuff because I already knew it. However, when you're doing an assignment and you're doing an essay, and your instructor's like, well, this is great knowledge, but where are you getting it from? So you really want to cite your sources. So even if you just got to kind of go online and type in some stuff that's a credible source and that kind of goes along with what you're saying, kind of throw that in there, even though you know it's probably, even though you know it's coming from you, just go on there and just cite that source because, yeah, you don't want to get dinged because you didn't cite a source. And I was like, well, wait a minute now. I'm the source, it's me. I thought of this, but yeah, it's not gonna fly. So it's one of those things you don't want to go against the system in a sense. You kind of want to make the system work for you, so that you can give them what they want, so that you can get what you need, so that you can, go on about your business and do what that you want to do. So yeah, that's another tip. Also, follow the instructions. A lot of the instructors give really great instructions. Sometimes the instructions were not too clear, but what I did was when they create the essay, they kind of want you in like an APA format. So just kind of put everything in an APA format. If they kind of have, let's just say, for example, they may want you to talk about a certain situation that took place at work, and how would you handle it if a coworker came to you and told you a company secret that you shouldn't have known, and or she spoke to you about a patient's record and there was another patient around you at the time, how would you handle that situation, blah blah blah. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, how do I do this? So you kind of want to break it down into a paragraph. So like I would head it with that question, oh, my response to a coworker speaking about a patient's record or violating a HIPAA compliance or something like that. So you just kind of want to put that in your sentence and then kind of explain how you would do it within that paragraph, and that way, that's another little trick that I learned to kind of help with that, because sometimes you kind of wondering like, okay, do I just kind of put the question in there and just say like this? They want everything in an APA format, which is going to be like an essay format. So you just kind of want to take it and just kind of put it in an essay format, put it in, and then get on Word, and it literally has it everything there for you. So all you really have to do is get online and go to Word and do it, and just click on the APA format and literally just type it out and just follow the instructions on there, and it will do it for you. You just gotta literally go in there, type do what you need, gather your sources and things like that, and just put it on there and just send it on out. Make sure you proofread though, please. Make sure you proofread. Please, it's important to proofread. It's important to look for grammatical errors. Make sure you have that spell check and stuff on your word. And you may have to kind of invest in yourself a little bit and just purchase that, PowerPoint, even some Excel for the math class, and just kind of do that because it's an investment that you're making into yourself that's going to pay off in your future. So I would definitely suggest that you do that because it does help out a lot and they do read those things. And if you make up a word or you mispronounce it or you whatever the key misspell it or whatever and you do it wrong, you get dinged for that. And you don't want to get dinged for that. So just kind of follow the instructions, spell check, proofread, gather everything that you need to do, and send it on out the door. Again, this is for me because, of course, this was more of a test your knowledge type of thing for me because I wasn't really learning like the foundation per se. I was more so just kind of expanding on the knowledge that I already have. So again, if you're learning it for the first time, of course, it's going to be completely different for you because you actually have to sit there and learn it. It's great information and you can learn it definitely from this. But again, I'm speaking from someone who already has experience in a particular field and you just want to get your degree. That's how I would suggest that you do it because, of course, I know coding, I know billing, I know AR, I know medical records. I know it. However, there are some things that are different. There are different types of facilities. So you still want to put forth that effort into it and keep your mind open so that way you can be able to learn so that you can get good grades and not just tank because you never know where you want to go once you get your degree. You never know, you may want to go get your master's. You never know, you may want to go to another school and you don't want that to be a factor as to why you possibly can't get enrolled or just a whole bunch of mental stuff that plays when you don't make good grades and you like, well, wait a minute, I know this, and you have to question yourself, well, do I really know this or have I been, am I in a matrix or something, what's going on? I mean, you don't want to be like that, because you don't want to sit there and question yourself like that. So trust me, you definitely want to do that. So that's another tip that I would give. Um, Also, another tip that I would give is to kind of pace yourself. Um, Again, I'm one of them people that I'm definitely making the pandemic work for me. I could, you could choose to sit here and just kind of mope about something that you can't change. It's here, it's happened, it's happening. So you can make the best out of it. And I chose to make the best out of it. So, I'm in the South, so we kind of stuff is kind of going up again. So I really just made the sacrifice to not necessarily my sacrifice. I just kind of decided that I am going to take this time, take these few months out of my life, and I'm going to invest in myself because I've always kind of went hard or invested in other people and got nothing really out of it, nothing at all out of it. So I want to take that effort and invest into myself so that way I can be able to get something for myself and do something for myself. So this is more of a proving something to myself type of thing because I did it for me. I didn't do it for anyone else. And the English class, of course, I got that little. So sometimes it kind of but anyways, so um, the English class, English Comp 1 and 2, woo, was a lot of writing. So if you're like me, who kind of have slight ADHD, what's slight ADHD? But anyways, I have it, so that's not slight. I just kind of got control over it. But sometimes it's kind of really, ugh. So the best thing that I can tell you is like a friend who told me, you kind of want to spend maybe 2, 3 days, gather your information, your sources and things like that, put it together, and then kind of let it flow. But what I found that worked for me is kind of just using your imagination and just really all the stuff that we kind of have bottled up on the inside. It's any little thing that we just kind of want to talk about, just kind of take it and just put it on paper. And they give you these different topics that you can choose from. She does. And in the English class, pick a topic that best relates to you, that, even if you don't really, even if you just remotely have a interest in that topic, don't pick something that you're not interested in, because it's just, you're not going to want to do it. Especially if you already have ADHD, you're not going to want to do it. You're just going to be like, I don't want to do this. And you're going to find any type of reason to not do it because you don't want to do it anyways. So, definitely do that and just start. Don't procrastinate. Just start. Trust me. Just start. Just start. Just sit there and just don't get in your head and think about this and think about that, because by the time you know it, you can sit there and you just like, "Ugh, can't do this. Maybe next time." So just kind of set a plan, set a goal in your mind, get your computer and just type and just go. And before you know it, you'll realize that you actually completed an entire essay in a couple of hours, a few hours, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't even know I did this. I didn't even know I could do all this. And you'd be shocked and amazed with yourself as long as you just apply and you just do it. Please do not procrastinate, because that was my biggest weakness, procrastination. I would sit there and procrastinate. I could talk myself out of it. I would just sit there and go through all types of different things that will happen. Everything that I could be doing, I try to have the music. I mean, any little thing, because I didn't really want to do it. But that also had to do with being told that as a younger person, you're not really good at English, you're not really good at that. So just kind of that played a big part too. But you know, and I'm not going to deny that fear plays a part. And the best thing that you can do to break through that fear is to just go through it. You know, even if, because sometimes you can't just block it out of your head. Even if that voice is sitting right there telling you you can't do this, remember, remember, remember. You just keep going, follow the instructions, be open to the feedback that you get, and just kind of put yourself in a moment of, okay, of humility, where I'm going to educate myself. I want to know what it is that I need to learn, and you'll be amazed at what you really truly know. So I say all that to say, don't let anyone tell you, oh, you're not good at this and you're not good at that. That's their own opinion of you, but don't let their opinion make you who you are. You determine, you decide who you want to be. You decide that. And this whole education process, it does that, because it is a mental thing, because you're just there, especially if you were not too good in school before, and you're just kind of like, oh wow, well, wait a minute, whoa, how can I do this, because I wasn't really good. Trust me, I was a resource student and all that in uh, grade school and all those other things. So, and you see what I was at, like a 3.0, and I could have had a 4. However, like I said, I felt like I knew it, and I'm not going to lie, I was not going to go back and repeat it. So passing is passing. So, but definitely, excuse me, don't let that play on you. This is the opportunity for you to do it for yourself. This is an opportunity for you to truly believe in yourself. And trust me, once you get that first paper in, and the instructor gives you those feedback and he tells you what you need to do, you'll be surprised at what you really truly know. And I was shocked that I got such good grades on those papers. We're talking 80, 90, percent. And the only reason why I got so that was because I wasn't citing the sources. So again, just put forth that effort, block that stuff out of your mind, even if it's there in your mind, because sometimes it won't just go away. Keep pushing through it, and I guarantee you come on the other end and you see that, and you can look back and tell that voice in your head, well, you said X, Y, and Z, but this doctor, this PhD person says that my handwriting, my English is great, so you can have that. And they're actually grading it. They're doctors, PhD people. So, they're not really just people that, just random people who are grading your stuff. Not that anyone random couldn't do it. I'm just saying, those accolades, because this is an academic setting. So let's be honest and be real that, those accolades do play a part, especially in an academic setting. So, you definitely don't want, I mean, that that boosts your confidence. I mean, so it just is what it is. So let that be motivation to you, and just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Every day, get on, show up, do an exam, two exams, study a little bit. You just kind of want to keep at it every day. And if you have to make the sacrifice like I did, the way I looked at it was like, what am I going to do? We're in the middle of a pandemic. What am I going to do? Go hang out with some friends, go party, go catch COVID, be sick, or whatever, and have to quarantine. And why would I want to do that when I can literally take this time to invest in myself and get this out of the way? And then I can actually party like an adult. I can party responsibly. I can actually party when my paycheck is bigger than what I was making. I can actually party when I've actually got a promotion, and actually have the money to afford to party and actually feel good about myself and not have to feel subpar, around certain people because you lack this type of education. You lack that. You can feel good about yourself because it does. I mean, it definitely does help you feel good about yourself, academic wise. Because it's an accomplishment, especially when it's something that you worked for yourself and it's not something that was just handed to you. It was something that you did on your own, despite what you've been through, despite what people said you would not do, despite what people said you could not do, you know. So just kind of look at it like that. And I can tell you, I can almost guarantee you, your hard work will definitely pay off. And listen, you need a 2.0, okay? So again, that's standard with a lot of colleges, but you just really need that. So not everybody's going to get a 3.0. Okay, I think you need a 2.0. Is it a 2.0? I think it's 2.0, maybe 2.5. Do your research. I think it's 2.0 to graduate. Yeah, I think that's the lowest. So listen, not everybody's going to be able to do that. Not everybody's going to be able to get a 3. Not everybody's going to be able to get a 3.5. Not everyone's going to be able to get a 4.0. Listen, do what you can. You know your limits. You know what you can do, but push yourself. Don't just rest on, oh, I'm just gonna do this because at least I got a 65. Don't do that. Push yourself, and if you graduate with a 2.0, hey, graduating is graduating. Passing is passing. And that 2.0 is in that degree is way better than what you had last week before you graduated. So look at it like that. Hey, passing is passing. Like they say, what's the difference between a doctor who graduated at the top of his class and a doctor who graduated at the bottom of his class? What they got to address him as doctor. So I mean, it is what it is. Don't let that play a factor on you. And most companies, they don't really. Some companies do care about your grades and stuff like that, but most companies, that most common people gonna try to apply it. You got your degree. What it say? Okay, good. Got your name on it. Okay, your transcript. Okay, good. That's all they need to know. Did you graduate? And that's it. Can you do this job? Some companies, some positions, they want you to have. They want to look at your grades and things like that. And of course, there's some companies are like that. But what I'm telling you is that that is not standard across the board. So it's not written in stone. It's not a law, anything like that. So again, passing is passing. Do what you can, but continue to push yourself and strive for more. But at the end of the day, passing is passing. So if you want to go more, if you want to go to get your master's degree, you want to go get your bachelor's or whatever, then you're gonna have to work a little harder. You're gonna have to get them grades on up. They offer tutoring and things like that. You're just gonna have to go on and buckle on down, and you're just gonna have to get your grades on up. I mean, You're just gonna have to do it. You know, it's just one of them type of things. Hey, you know, sorry, tell you, but you're just gonna have to you get your grades on up. I mean, you're gonna have to be an adult, and you're just gonna have to do what you have to do. Invest in yourself. Get you a tutor. Get some grades up. You know. So again, um, like I said, I just have to take my final semester exam, and then once I do that, I will graduate. Now how it works is that once you take your final exam to go ahead and process it 100% complete, and it's not going to show graduated until your accountant's paid the full. Of course, they got to get paid, just like any other school. Any other school. If you owe a balance, you're not getting that degree. Yeah, they may say you completed all your coursework. Yeah, but oh, did you graduate? Nah, they didn't graduate. Oh, we said it complete. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, not graduate because they need their balance. I mean, come on now. I mean, that's just business. So I mean, they gave you something, so that's only right. So yeah, the payments are really low. Of course, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to make my refund work for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hey, you have to invest in yourself, in your business. To you have to have a business too. So you have to really invest in that. So take that investment, you get your taxes, and put a little something in there for yourself. That's going to help you in the future. So that you can get a tax check every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? You pick the right degree. You get the right position. Shoot, you can get a tax check every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks tax time for me. So give me a little easy, but bing, that was easy. But anyway, but anyways, so yeah, definitely, I would definitely suggest you go through them if you like me, and you just kind of, like I said, student loans. I went to a school before and got student loans on that. And student loans was definitely not an option for me. I already had experience in the field, and yeah, they even have general studies. So let's just say you just pretty much have a great general knowledge or general things. They have a general studies degree that you can go and get, especially let's just say if you already have a field that you're working in, but you kind of want to go to a position that requires a degree, and it's a career out that you made out of it. You just want to go get you a degree. Pick something that you are good at. I'm telling you, pick something that you're good at. Pick something that you know. Let's just be real and honest. We all know that if you got a company that you're working at and they're investing in you and you want this position, you already got experience in the career. You don't have to start off from the bottom like that. Your path is completely different. So you just need to get a degree, honestly. And at that point, you already have the experience. You just need a degree. So go get that degree. They'll get you a general. You have experience in something. I'm telling you, you have experience in something. Listen, hey, you're already certified. You already got what you need. Don't make this stuff complicated, man. Don't make this. Just get what you need. Get what you need. None more, none less. Get what you need. You look in your field and you see what the job requirements are. You see what they're asking for and what they want. If you already have experience, again, like me, I'm only speaking for me. I'm not telling someone who doesn't have experience. I can't speak on that. I'm only speaking on me, my own personal experience, my own opinion, my own thoughts. Everything is related to me. You can take this if you choose to, but keep in mind, I need you to really take a hard look at yourself and see, does my situation apply to his situation? And if you can look and see if your situation applies to my situation, then you have some choice, you know what you can do. But if you can look and say, no, I don't really have, his situation doesn't really apply to me, then bro, sis, homie, pal, you know, don't go and take my advice on that because it's not gonna help you. I mean, it's not gonna be beneficial to you. Overall, I started in July of 2021, and I completed my last assignment actually on the beginning of this month, which is February. So February the 2nd of 2022. Um, I did have some rough patches. You know, like I said, I was really dedicated, so I was really cranking out my assignments and stuff like that. Now the grading part, they had some system issues, and I it was kind of like I had so much momentum behind me that once I hit that brick wall and I could not continue, I just kind of lost it. I de-enrolled out of the school and tried to go to a whole nother school, which had a whole nother program, which I had to start off from the beginning, and they didn't take any credits, and it was just like, I'm gonna do this, and finally, I just had come to Jesus talk, and I came right on back to Ashworth, and I picked up where I started off at. I picked up where I left off at. Apologize. So I picked up where I left off at, and of course, mind you, I have all this momentum going, so I got to build that momentum back up. And once I built that momentum back up, it was like, woo, I was on it. I was focused, and it definitely paid off. So it's actually kind of like a bittersweet moment because for the last 6, 7 months, this has been my thing. Work, school, and I also attend a in-person school because again, I'm doing counseling as well. I'm be a counselor, so you know, it's kind of bittersweet. So, yeah. Anyways, I really do hope that, let me see what else I can come up with. What else I can think about that really helped. Again, like I said, just show up, um, do your best, reach out to them. And there was a lady who was supposed to be an academic person, and she was on that little customer service. That lady there, everybody else is really nice, but that lady, she gave me inaccurate information. And then on top of that, she was rude with the inaccurate information that she gave me. I was just, listen, nothing's going to be 100%. So out of 100, everything that I needed, I said that's what gave me a good 85, even 90% of what I needed. So don't get caught up in that last little 15, 10, 20%, thinking that, oh, when you're going through what that 80% isn't giving you, and you're looking over at that 20% thinking, man, I can rock with that. You get over there and you find out that that's all that percentage is going to be is that 20%, and that they ain't giving you that 80%. And you sitting there looking like, oh, wait a minute, you're going to have to try to find yourself trying to, manipulate, mm-mm. So even with those experiences, I still would suggest you go to Ashworth College. They do not take financial aid, so you pay out of pocket. I think my monthly payment was $58 a month. Also, how they have it, when you finish one semester, you have to enroll into the next semester and be billed for that particular semester as well, and so on and so on. Again, I transferred some credits over, so I only had 3 semesters to complete instead of the 4. So they took my credits in. So again, just get started, just show up. You know, join they have a Facebook page, well, it's an unofficial Ashworth page too that they're in. I kind of had some people in there. Even the last year's student of the year. I think her name is Brittany Garcia. So I didn't even realize that that's who I was talking to. I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. She's like, I am Brittany. I said, oh, well, I am Brittany, So, but anyways, they're able to kind of help you too. So I was part of the group before I left that particular platform. So, and again, if I go back, it's definitely gonna not be the way I had it before. It's crazy. Um, but anyways, they do have that. Oh, and a really neat trick that I also feel like to kind of want to help you out with some confidence and just kind of be feeling low and feeling if this is going to be really worth it or not. So LinkedIn. So what I did was you can go on LinkedIn and you can search people that graduated from your school. So if you went to Ashworth College, you can type in Ashworth College, type in the degree, and you can kind of look at all these different people that have that degree that you're working on, and you can look at their positions, and they're like CEOs and managers and directors of these companies, and you see that alumni on there or that you're actually currently studying, and it's just like a major confidence booster. It's just like, whoa, really? It's because a lot of times you hear people say, "Oh, it's not accredited, and you can't do anything that is accredited." It's accredited by the accrediting organization that the U.S. Department of Education has deemed. I think it's the DEAC, which is the distance distant 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 come on now, distant uh wait, it is accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission. Okay, now you're probably wondering, well, where are they getting their who accreditates them, who gave them their approval, you know qualified them. So let me go. This is their website, so you can see right there. Uh, let's just see, because people love to talk about accreditation, especially, and they school end up being on the news, gonna shut down, get your loan forgiveness for it. Anyways, and that's my personal experience because I went through that. So, uh, let's see. It is uh, from the Stage identification. Okay. I'm trying to locate the information, but this is gonna be one of the moments where you're gonna have to kind of go out there and do your own research. Don't just take somebody to tell you. It is accredited by the DEAC. So again, that is the Distance Education Accrediting Commission. It is a private, nonprofit organization founded in 1926 that operates as an institutional accreditor of distance education institution. Accreditation by DEAC covers all distance education activities within an institution, and it provides accreditation from the secondary school level through professional doctoral degree granting institutions. The DEAC's geographic area of accreditation activities includes all states within the United States and international locations. So, yeah. So they have that, and I think that's another one too that they have the CHEA. CHEA. Let's see what they have on there as well. Uh, because I do know that the the DEAC is listed under the U.S. Department of Education as a actual accrediting agency, um, for here it goes. So it was once called the National Home Study Council, and then as the Distance Education and Training Council. So the U.S. Department of Education identifies click on U.S. Department of Education, identifies DEAC to be among the recognized institutional accrediting agencies in the U.S. that operates as reliable authorities concerning the quality of education offered by the institution of higher education they accredit. They accredit. Anyways, yeah, because a lot of times when they say, "Are you accredited by the U.S. Department of Education?" they don't really accreditate. You know, I think they do, if I'm not mistaken, and verify this, regional. It's its comparison with regional accreditation. So regional accreditation is, what is regional? Oh, that's what it is. Sorry, getting off track. But the Council for Higher Education Accreditation is also who they work with as well. So that's part of Ashworth also. So, but anyways, you kind of want to do your research on that whole accreditation thing, because some people say, oh, they're accredited by the U.S. Department of Education. They don't accreditate. And in fact, I mean, the U.S. Department of Education. Let's do a quick search. Yeah, Google is like your best friend. Even Microsoft Bing. Let's see. Let's see. U.S. Department of Education. Okay, so this is from ope.edu.gov. The question I typed in was, you can see, does the U.S. Department of Education accreditate schools? And it states that, dang it, I should have went to the dang on. Okay, here we go. I have to go back to it. Okay, so it states right here, you probably can't see, but the U.S. Department of Education does not accredit educational institutions in slash or programs. However, the department provides oversight over the post-secondary accreditation system through its review of all federally recognized accrediting agency, which DEAC is recognized on there. So your degree is accredited. So again, if they tell you that it's not accredited, then now if they can tell you it doesn't match up with their accreditations or they don't accept that accreditation, but they cannot tell you that your degree is not accredited. So you kind of want to do your research on that. And anyways, if they've got to tell you that, run for the hills, because honesty and integrity is definitely important. So you definitely want transparency. And if they're already lying to you about that, then they real scammy. You'll find yourself on the news filling out one of them dang on forms like I had to do. So, anyways, that's it for this video. Yeah. So when it comes down to accreditation, yes. Again, they don't guarantee, but I've seen people who gotten into big name schools with their degree and they've gotten their master's degrees and things like that. They've gone on to brick and mortar colleges as well. So it's definitely going to be up to that particular institution if they choose to accept your degree or not. And that just comes down to if they want to do it or not. So again, just do your research, do your due diligence, do your research. I know us millennials, we just kind of want it told to us. Well, most of us, and I'm a geriatric millennial actually, so I kind of have that Gen X thing going on, So I really, in the end, I guess you can say I'm like cynical because I don't really. You can tell me something all day long. I'm not gonna believe it. And especially when people get to talking about they don't accept it, they get to dragging everybody else in. It's just like stop right there. Though. I heard enough. Do your own research. Don't just take what someone tells you as gold and run with it. You really want to do your own research and in that particular field, and if your particular field wants a degree that is accredited by a certain accrediting body, then yeah, you may have to go ahead and do what you got to do. Or if you have to have your certification and it has to be a certain accrediting body, that particular degree has to be accredited by in order for you to sit for that particular certification or licensure, then yeah, again. So that's why it's important for you to do your research on your field and in your area and things like that. So that way you can make a accurate and informed decision. I know I like it. Anyways, why? But anyways, so again, I want to wrap this up. It's actually gotten dark out there. I'm pretty sure how cold it is. Anyways, you guys have a great time. Happy 2022 and happy studying. And yeah, peace out.